So today I'm going to give you some tips on having a successful booth at Flea Style. So I think, the biggest part of having a successful show is acting like it's a performance. All your actors need to play the part, your area, your stage needs to look beautiful. Obviously not being on your phone, saying hi to everybody. Another big important thing is kind of spreading out your merchandise around your booth. So not every single person is congregating in one area, because if there's too many people in front of them, the buyer might be disinterested and walk away, and that could have been a missed sale or a missed engagement. Another big thing I think is setting it apart, even if it's totally outrageous. Like one year we did a full-on, I think it was like a ribbon, metallic silver ribbon, crazy, like it was like you're at a 13-year-old's party, but it totally kind of set us apart, because then you're like, oh yeah, remember that booth with like the crazy silver and like the drapery, and it was just out of control. You kind of always remember that. So I think that's a big thing. Also, always having a good amount of signage so people can start to familiarize with your brand. That's a big deal. Also having access to like carding that has your Instagram, your website, so that people can just understand that you're just not at the Flea and then you're gone. To kind of create a more of a following. Getting a good night's sleep, because like I said, you're about to perform for all these people, and this is your one shot to impress them. So, like the biggest thing I can say is to be different, because everyone is going to look boho, look gypsy, kind of hippie at these kind of shows. So you kind of want to stand out in that way. The biggest thing too is always having all your supplies there, because once you get there, there's really nothing there that you can just grab a pair of scissors. So we kind of pack a supply bag with scissors, tape, string, clothespins, all kinds of stuff like that. The art of the sale, I think, making the customer feel very welcome, because I think at some of these shows it is intimidating, because there's a lot of people and you don't know. So I kind of just act like you're my good friend, and I just kind of talk to you, and if you don't like what I have to say, I'm like, I'm sorry, maybe you had a bad day, but I'm good. So, that's just kind of how I do it. I mean, I have my one shot, and they might remember that, crazy Texan, lady, and they remember my y'all accent, because they all make fun of me at the shows, especially like New York or Vegas. They're like, you're always saying y'all, and I'm like, well, you can remember that. So, I don't know, you just kind of gotta go in for it and have confidence. And if they like your stuff, that's great. And if they don't, then it's not a problem. You always think you have enough cards that have your Instagram and website and all that, but you really don't. I mean, you have to have a lot, because the worst thing, and this has happened to me before, is that you run out and then people are like, do you have a card? Then you're like, oh, I'm sorry, we ran out. And then it's kind of like, that's a missed opportunity. So definitely, I would think, just overprint your items that you're going to be passing out to people, because you never know. Because we passed on to another person, it can be left in the bathroom, someone might pick it up, so you just don't know. You definitely have to have different price ranges, because if you're only going to have items that say are $35 or $40, you're not going to meet that person that maybe just needs a $10 ring, or a $10 tassel keychain or something like that. So definitely having a variety of items that fit all budgets, that's a big deal. So yeah.
Today I want to share with you my best tips to have a great show. So when I go to shows, so important to me is to bring a dolly. So important, because everything is so heavy. And another thing is just to get really early, to have plenty time to set up. There always have to be little things that you have to tweak, and you never know your setting until your place, until you get there. So that to me is very important. I always love to bring my tent frame. Always bring it to the shows. Always ask for electricity, and I use clip-on lights around. Lighting is so important to me in the shows. I bring 4 of these, and I clip on each of the corners of the frame of my tent. It makes a huge difference. And I know some vendors have asked me, and these are just inexpensive that I buy, at the hardware store. Natural daylight bulbs is white light, and that's the look that I'm going for. Another good tip, things that help me, is also use the razors for my table, so they're always a little hire, and always bring, you know, extra of everything. Stickers and scissors, and have a little pouch with all of those things that we will need, and have time. Sometimes you have to help your neighbors. Sometimes the neighbors have never done the show and they are like needing the help, so take the time and help them. It's very important. I remember when we just start, people, you know, help us with tips. It's very important. Love to always bring fresh cuts, fresh flowers. Fresh flowers are important. I think there's always pretty for anything we do. Customers to me are the most important part of my business. I really enjoy the visiting with them. I like to know where are they gonna do with my wares, how are they gonna use it. Never treat a customer like, oh, this is an important customer and this is not, they're gonna purchase something big or not. They're always the same. Treat them always the same. It's so important.